Recently, we've had our Form 4s get their results. There has been quite a bit of disappointment for many who had expected to be able to get better points than they did. And so whether it is a parent who expected their child to pass and get a grade to get them into the university, or it was the child who sat for the exams and they got the marks they had not expected. And so the question is, how do we manage these intense feelings of disappointment? If we are not careful, we will end up projecting our anger, projecting our disappointment on other people. So for instance, if dad is the one who had expected their child to get a certain grade and they didn't, dad might feel so much grief, the loss of expectation. He might think about what he invested in the life of the child through school fees and other things, and the hope that he had. He may have a very hard time accepting the reality of the grade the child got. Same thing with mom, and this parent might go into a state of regret, which they don't know, even they have no idea that's what they are feeling, or they can go into a state of real bitterness, and it can be intense to the point where we have known children who have been punished for not passing. They have been sent away from home. What I want to encourage us to do is, number one, we do need to understand that it is normal for us to feel that kind of a disappointment. It is normal for it to be deep. It is similar to how we feel when we lose a loved one. So we need to understand at this point, there are a lot of people who are going through a process of grief. And then there is also the loss of expectation in the fact that now what do we do? Because there was a plan. So when the child doesn't get the goal that everybody was expecting, then everybody is in crisis. What do we do now? Now, instead of us expressing that, what we express is the why. Why did you not pass? So there is a lot of blaming, criticism, and a lot of projecting of our pain because we didn't get what we wanted. Emotionally, we are going through grief. So we are angry, we are shocked, we are in bargaining. What if we had? Why didn't you? We are complaining and we are grumbling and we are attacking each other. We need to understand that this process of grief will take us through, and there will be depression. And we have known young people who have tried to commit suicide because the pressure was so bad on them. And it can be coming from the parents, or it can be coming from within them, that now they begin to feel like their life has come to an end. The failure of Form 4 is not a failure in life. That is just a process of you continuing to live. And you need to understand that every time we fail in something, there is an opportunity for us to learn some lessons, and there is an opportunity for us to grow so that we can see things outside of the black and white that we were seeing. When we are fixated on one thing and we don't allow ourselves to think about other eventualities, we are not prepared to deal with disappointment when it happens. The reason why we are in crisis is because we had not considered other options if the one that we wanted didn't work. It is wisdom to always have a plan B. I know there are people who don't believe in that, but I'm not saying that when you have a plan B that you are not focused. What we are meaning is that you are living in reality. Change is part of our daily experience. And if you don't have the skill of emotional flexibility, mental flexibility, and even physical flexibility, you will be stuck. You will be paralyzed when things don't go the way you wanted. So I want to encourage the parent who your child did not get the grade that they expected to get and you expected them to get, to hold on before you say things to destroy the fabric of your child's emotional well-being. Before you say something that is going to destroy the ability for your child to be resilient, hold your tongue and sit with it and allow yourself to understand you are grieving. And after you have understood that you are grieving, then begin to do what we call problem solving. Now ask yourself, what now? What are we going to do now? Begin to think the grade that my child got. What can we do? And list down a few options that you have. Offer your child hope, because if your child is watching you feeling hopeless and helpless and expressing anger and resentment and a lot of attacking of them and not talking to them, you are creating a confusion in your child, and your child is not knowing what to do with it. So you want to model the ability to handle disappointments in life. Model to your child that, yes, this is what has happened. It is very devastating to us, but hey, life must continue, and we have other things that we can do. If you're a spiritual person, remind yourself, bring to your memory the promises of God, and then think in terms of what we normally say, that everything happens for a reason. And sometimes the reason that we will learn after the fact will be the reason of resilience, the reason of growing our faith and growing our ability to withstand the curves that life throws at us. We learn and we develop skills to handle them, and we don't go into complete shutdown. The other thing that I want to encourage you as a parent is to model to your child the issue of problem solving. So this has happened. We can't do anything about it. There is no need of us sitting here and regretting it. Son, let's sit down and look at other options that you have. Stop trying to change what you can't, and you begin to have the courage to look at what you can control, what is in your control, so that you can guide your child to overcome and to walk through the disappointment and to create opportunities in this space that you are in right now. Accepting what is in order to move away from what could have been or what we wish could have been. Once we get into acceptance, then we create a new reality. We create something else, and this energy that has been triggered by the disappointment, we put it into positive use, and then we create a reality within what we can control. And if there is any way I can be of support to anyone listening to this video, I will be glad to do that. You can reach me through my social media handles, through my website, so that we can support you and help you to go through this moment of disappointment.